my main concern that I have for your generation people is on the issue of the Naga political issues. I spent a lot of time writing about the Naga political issues for quite some time. And I've said a whole lot of things of how it is all beginning. You people might think that it is nothing to do with you. But I'm trying to convince you people that if all the Naga youth like you people can begin to understand exactly what is happening in the Naga political front, and if all the young generation could stand up together and say, okay, we accept this and we do not accept those, by way of beginning to firstly understand how the problems are coming up, in what manner, and in what manner can you get involved. These are issues that you need to take a slightly more serious look. But I'm worried. As senior citizens, I look at the Naga political issues that is occurring at this point in time, and I'm terribly worried. Because during our watch, we are going to have an issue of Naga political settlement in which I think we, the Nagas of Nagaland, are going to have a lot of serious obstacles ahead of us. And I have mentioned NSA and IM people. They are pretty annoyed with me for being open and confrontational, as it were. But I look at the facts, I look at history, I look at everything that is happening right on the ground reality, rather than guesswork, whatever I said. And my contention has been, after all, it is we are the stakeholders. Our future is being decided. Now, is it right for any right-thinking people with a little bit of brain, even this much, when somebody tells you, it's okay, you leave it to me, I'll decide your future for you. You don't have to know anything. I will decide your future for you. Is that acceptable? Somebody deciding my future, my fate, and it's your generation people's fate that is going to be the first impact. And it worries me. I look at my son's face and I say, if the solution comes in this manner, my son is going to be a slave of another tribe. And in my watch, I surely will not allow that to happen. Now, I make mention of NSA and IM. Every other individual seems to be very scared of that fact because they have the guns, they can threaten you with your life. And so everybody keeps quiet. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I've lived long enough. And another 4 or 5 years as it goes, maybe. This is not the time to be afraid of dying. I'm dying as it is. They can shorten it a little bit maybe, but I think I'm old enough to be able to say what they are doing is not right. And that's what I'm sharing with you tonight. You see. The NSA and IM is asking for flag and constitution. Emotionally, all of us may be, yeah, that is our identity and so on. Yeah, fine, yes. It may be an identity. But their kind of framework agreement within which they have put their claims to the government of India, there are certain areas that are seriously detrimental for the Nagas of Nagaland. And some of those things are that the NSA and IM says the state of Nagaland will cease to exist, it's going to become a Naga nation. Now you must understand what that means. There is no integration of Manipur, Arunachal or Assam being brought into Nagaland, but the state of Nagaland is going to become a Naga nation. And all those people living in Manipur, Arunachal, Assam, they will all be a part of a citizenry, a citizen of that Naga nation, where the state is not there anymore, even without integration. They will become a citizen of the Naga nation. Now here, my objection is this, that for Manipur Nagas, they are getting their regional autonomous council. Arunachal is getting. Assam people also are getting some kind of a formation in which their identity is going to be protected. Fine, we're not against that. Let them also benefit from all the negotiation that's going on. We're perfectly happy with that. But the more come to a situation where they will enjoy whatever they have got exclusively by themselves in Manipur, in Arunachal, or in Assam, but that they will have the equal rights with you and me in the Naga nation, that is the state of Nagaland, where they will compete with you for employment, contractual, anything. They want to share that equal right with the Nagas of Nagaland under the banner of the state of Nagaland becoming a Naga nation. And then they get that. And my argument is, bring in the territories from Manipur, territories from Arunachal, territories from Assam, put them together and make a compact, inclusive boundary, including them, and then become a nation. Fair enough, then all of us will share the citizenship, the rights and privileges equally. But in this case, these people want their autonomous territory exclusively for themselves, and then we have no share in that, we cannot touch that. But in their case, they will enjoy exclusive privilege in their own area, but also share the same privileges and rights with us in the Naga nation, that is the state of Nagaland. Now, I don't know how you feel about that. As for me, I say, nothing doing. That is not fair. And that's what I've been saying all along. But I have hardly heard any other tribe, any tribal hall, stand up to say the same thing. Do they mean it is all right for one tribe to say, what is mine, what is yours belongs to all of us? I have been writing this over and over again. That's exactly what they are doing. I am people are trying to do this. They will bring in integration. They gave up on integration. They want to convert the state of Nagaland into a Naga nation where all of them can get their percentage share, privileges, and further than that, enjoy their own privileges in their own area because there is no integration. So that's one area where I say, you and I are the stakeholders. Is that future going to be a happy situation for the lives of all of you? Are you going to be happy under that environment? Are you? Will you be happy to live under those environment where others enjoy their own privilege elsewhere but come into our state and share that same privileges with you, even within our state? Is that something that you think it is all right? Do you? See, there is another very intricate lining that the NSA line has. It's what I call the band Naga Hall. It is not the present Naga Hall where all the Naga tribes have come out from the Naga Hall. The Nagas of Nagaland has come out from the Naga Hall. Basically, because it is under the domination of one tribe, the Tamils. And the Nagas of Nagaland didn't enjoy the environment there, and all the Nagas of Nagaland have come up from the Naga hall. But now, under the same philosophy of the Naga hall, the 𝑁𝑨𝑗𝑧 has dropped out what we call the Pan Naga hall. And the Pan Naga hall, people say that it is just a cultural body, NGO. But 𝑁𝑨𝑗𝑧 is not looking at it as an NGO. I recently got a copy of the competency clauses, because the framework agreement that they are talking highly about are manned by what are the subjects that are being claimed, negotiated with the government of India. Now, Pan Naga hall happens to be one of that competency clause contents. And it says that the Pan Naga hall will nominate members into the upper house, because the Naga nation, as it's called, will have upper house, lower house. The lower house will be the elected members. The upper house will be the nominated people. Now, Pan Naga hall, that is supposed to be the conglomerate of all the Nagas put together. They are going to be the nominating authority to the upper house, MPs. And any law that is going to be passed by the lower house has to be approved by the upper house, which is controlled by Pan Naga hall, because they are going to nominate the people. Now, this is not a guesswork, it is the content of the competency clauses that is in the contents of solution that the 𝑁𝑨𝑗𝑧 is looking for. These are the reasons why I said, without telling us the stakeholders, how can we finalize our destiny? And therefore I'm just saying, we have the right as stakeholders. We need to know exactly what our future is going to be. Now, once the solution comes, a Pan Naga hall will establish. They are going to establish it in Turkey. They are going to be funded independently by the government of India. They will have their own council. And the 𝑁𝑨𝑗𝑧 has qualified the Pan Naga hall executive members to be equivalent to a cabinet minister. That's not sounding like an NGO at all. They mean business. So today with guns they are collecting all the taxes from everywhere in Nagaland. After the solution, they are going to still control the lives of the Nagas of Nagaland through the Pan Naga hall, in which the Tamils will be at the forefront. Now, one tribe scheming so hard to continue the domination over the Nagas of Nagaland. I said, no! We cannot allow this to happen. Now, these are issues that all of you need to wake up to, because I'm telling you, the Chief Minister or Mr. 𝑵𝑨𝑽, and I've written it and I'm going to say it plainly here, whether they like it or not. Mr. Chief Minister is not particularly bothered whether Naga solution comes or not. Because as the Chief Minister, he has got all the privileges that he can get. And he is now a very wealthy man, probably capable of buying the whole of the state of Nagaland. Mr. 𝑵𝑨𝑽, an old ailing man, we don't know how many years he's got left. He doesn't want a solution because once the solution comes, he has nowhere to go. Except to go back to Manipur in a little hole called the autonomous territory in Manipur. But he has been thinking of himself as a father of the nation. A father of a nation without the nation. He has no place to go. But that there is nobody in Ireland that will question him, and he's raking in enough revenue for himself. Though, why the hell would he want a solution after which he has no place to go? So he doesn't want a solution. Now, the government of India is definitely not going to give the Lagas the flag and the constitution. And Mr. Mulwa has clapped on to that. He knows that the government of India is not about to give him on the issue of flag and the constitution. And so Mr. Mulwa said, that is exactly what we want. Because he doesn't want a solution. So when the state government itself doesn't want a solution, when Mr. Mulwa doesn't want a solution, you and I as stakeholders for the last how many years now are we paying taxes? For what? For how many sovereignty are the government still fighting for? Just look at it. 15, 20 factions have come out, all fighting for our national movement. As I earlier said, all these factions are mushrooming basically because that is the only avenue they have for fast work. Now these are things that are happening around you. If we want a solution, we need a public movement. And if the young generations can stand up and begin to make their voices heard, make the total population in each of the tribes, where we call upon the leaders to come to a point where they should and they must take steps so that the whole population of the Lagas can stand up one fine day and let the government of India know that enough is enough. They've got to give us a solution. We, the Lagas, have been living half a life all through these years. Now look at the world around you. You see, the world is changing very fast. Technology is expanding beyond our imagination. Today, the world is talking about artificial intelligence, where the machines take over all kinds of human activities, where the machines think for you. The companies are hiring you. And when the people have gone into that kind of ethereal kind of a world, here you and I are still sitting around with proximities in our kitchen. You know, God gave us all the same brain with the rest of the other people. Just look at the Japanese. They were obliterated in the Second World War with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They were totally wiped out. But within 20 years, from ashes, they grew into a world economic power. Who are the Japanese? They are the same kind of race as we are. They have grown fast, basically because they have been committed to a certain cause. And it is important for the Lagas to also believe that we are no different from the Japanese. Given the kind of infrastructure, we can be as good as anyone in India. We can be as good internationally as well. Just look at a few of our Lagas who have done well somewhere else. As a scientist, as a sportsman, as a musician, as a whatever. You know, a handful of them have just mushroomed up basically by their natural talent that God gave them. Not by kind of a developed infrastructure in which we can groom the younger ones and make them into professional people. And those environment is not going to come as long as this Naga stupid political issues continue to burden us. Where taxation is going to continue as long as this political solution does not come. It is about time that we wake up to the burdens that is on our shoulders. It's for you people to consider. At least the Syrian tribe could very well tell our elders that it's about time that we also stand up and be leaders in the issue and make something happen. Now children, let me tell you, when I say all this, perhaps it is thinking in your mind to say, oh, whatever they say, those are impossible. Those are problems beyond our capabilities. That's exactly how we get defeated. That's how we get defeated. The moment you do not believe in yourself, the moment you do not understand that these kind of